Good evening, everybody. 7:44 on this Monday, December the 8th. Thanks for hanging with us. We appreciate it. We had a lot going on in the 7 o'clock hour, and we are rounding out the 7 o'clock hour by talking about something that is likely happening in your kid's school. It's happening in your office. It's happening everywhere, and that is rising flu cases, especially in the tri-state area. 'Tis the season to get a respiratory virus of some kind. According to the New York State Department of Health, there's been a sharp and early surge in respiratory illnesses, especially the flu. They're saying that hospitalizations are up something like 20 to 30%. And so now is the time, if there ever was one, to talk about what you can do to prevent or at least lessen your exposure to the flu and what happens when you get it, how to get over it quicker if there is even such a way. So let's bring in Dr. Steve Goldberg. He is a doctor of family medicine. Do you mind if I call you Dr. Steve? Dr. Steven, what do you prefer to go by, sir? Dr.
Either of them are great. Dr. G is also good.
Dr. G, I like that. All right, that's much more casual. Well, thank you for hanging with us tonight on Newsroom Live. We really do appreciate it.
Bet.
So we're talking about the flu and respiratory viruses. I feel like everywhere I turn, somebody is saying, last week my kid had the flu, or this week my kid has the flu. I can't go to that holiday party because my spouse has the flu. They're on the rise, clearly, right?
You're absolutely right. They are on the rise. In New York, positive flu tests are double in the past couple of weeks. ER visit for flu in New York is double the past couple of weeks. So we're in a real rise now of flu season. And so if people feel ill with fever, cough, sore throat, body aches, headaches, and sometimes stomach stuff like diarrhea, they really ought to go get evaluated.
Oh, yeah. So let's talk through some of the ways that you know that you have the flu versus everything else. I mean, I'm a mom of 3 young kids, and I feel like it's always, spin the wheel. Is it RSV, COVID, flu, or just your everyday virus? It seems like you never really quite tell because they're all starting to mimic each other.
You're absolutely right. It can be hard. So if you can go to a clinician's office, oftentimes they'll have tests there that they can answer the question very easily. Is it flu A? Is it flu B? Is it RSV? Is it COVID? Answer it very quickly and help set you up for the right treatment. Sometimes if those tests are negative, they can do a swab and send it out and get the result the next morning. So getting that information is really important for a couple reasons. One is there is treatment for flu that's appropriate for many people. And then also, if you have it, you really should stay isolated, potentially from other family members, definitely from work, definitely from school.
The telltale sign of the flu always used to be the aches and pains, the soreness, the muscles that hurt, your joints hurt. Is that still the case, especially with the flu strain, the most dominant flu strain that we're seeing this year?
Yeah, absolutely. And aren't those symptoms awful?
Yeah.
But I would say the one clear symptom is the high fever. That really is a differentiator of flu versus other types of viral illnesses at this time of year.
Okay, so my understanding is that, you have flu A, flu B, and that this year the dominant strain, or the worst of them, is the A.
Bingo, you're absolutely right. And the name of the flu that is dominating this year is something called subclade K. So you'll be hearing that term a little bit. But here's the important thing. The folks that prepare the flu vaccine do the best job they can. During the summer, they see what's circulating, pick the 3 worst ones, and that's how they build the flu vaccine. Then they get into the season, and what happens is there's changes in the flu bug. They kind of block the key that can protect us from them. And so that's what's happening a little bit this year. Now, that said, getting the flu vaccine is really, really helpful, even with the emergence of a rare bug. And it helps energize your system. It gets your antibodies fired up. It gets your memory cells fired up and helps protect you from the most serious things that can happen with flu, such as hospitalization or even losing your life.
Yeah, when you look at the numbers, they're saying that influenza lab-confirmed cases are up 80% statewide. Hospitalizations are up 93%, but all respiratory viruses have a 29% increase in emergency room visits. So those are some pretty hefty numbers.
Those are some pretty hefty numbers. It looks like this is going to be a very difficult flu season. But again, the key thing to do is if you have the symptoms, get evaluated. If you have the flu, discuss getting the treatment. Once you get the plan in place, stay isolated from school or work. That's really the most important thing you can do. And even though there's an odd type this year, the flu vaccine still helps. And as I said, gets those antibodies fired up, memory cells fired up. And if you get exposed with having gotten the flu vaccine, you're much less likely to get hospitalized and you're less likely to die. And that's all positive.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what matters at the end of the day. If you get the flu, if you're confirmed flu positive, do you run out and take Tamiflu? I've heard, and I'm not a physician, of course, but I've heard people say that they've had negative side effects when taking Tamiflu. And I always thought that was just there's the fine print on the back of the box, but you never often hear about that becoming, dominant or prevalent. But sometimes I feel like with Tamiflu, that is the case. Everybody I know that takes it says, oh, I had these crazy hallucinations, or it made me feel really some kind of way and really weird.
Well, with any medication, there's risks and benefits. And that medication in particular is helpful for certain types of people to make it less likely they get hospitalized and less likely they die. So if you're elderly, if you are a very young child, if you're a pregnant mom, if you have asthma, if you have diabetes, if you have heart disease, if you have lung disease, those are common profiles where you should talk with your clinician about taking Tamiflu. Those are the right people who should be talking about it.
And what about I'm not going to say it properly, Zoflenza? Isn't there another one also besides Tamiflu that seems to agree with people a little bit?
Yeah, there are a couple different agents that are available. And again, talking with your clinician would be the right approach to decide which one would work for you, for sure.
Okay, so I'm a mom of a 6-month-old, a 4-year-old, and a 7.5-year-old. So for me, the 7.5-year-old and the 4-year-old bring home the virus du jour. I mean, doesn't matter what it is. If it's circulating around their friend's class, I'm getting it. Or at least someone in my house is getting it. But with the flu, especially since there's a lot of people who have younger babies at home, what do you do to keep them safe? We don't want to stay home all winter. We don't want to keep ourselves insulated at home and not go out and do all these holiday things, but you do also want to make sure that baby is protected. So how can families protect their kids, especially those that might be on the younger side?
Yeah, I'm so glad you're asking that question. Believe it, the number one best thing individuals and family can do is wash their hands. And that is number one. There are other things too. Certainly cover your mouth when coughing, eating appropriately, so minimizing alcohol, etc. And exercising has often been shown to help boost your immune system and make you less likely to get ill. Those are all good things individuals, parents, and young children can do to help stay well.
Well, as a mom of 2 boys, the washing the hands thing is my challenge. That is my uphill that's my uphill battle. I'm more likely to get them dialed in on diet and eating, immunity boosting foods, if there is science behind that, rather than getting them to wash their hands for a full 20 seconds or however long it's supposed to be.
I hear you. You do the best you can, right? But those are the things to help keep people well.
All right. And by the way, are there any sort of foods or anything like that you as a doctor, when families come in, say, hey, if you load up on orange juice or clementines, or make sure your kids are, I don't know, eating ginger, I don't know. But do you ever give those suggestions, and do any of them even anecdotally work?
Well, the list is long of things that might be helpful. If you'd say, Dr. G, what 2 might be helpful? One is vitamin C during illness season, and also potentially zinc tablets might help shorten the course of a viral illness. Those are 2 that I would have you think about. Oh, my favorite, chicken soup. That's also very good. And there's a range of things around it, including the humidification and other that helps get people well. So those are the top 3 I'd give you tonight.
Lastly, I heard that using saline spray, I mean, I use it for myself and my kids. But I heard that using saline spray actually has proven to shorten the duration of a cold. Does it work with the flu as well, or is that just something that you can use for your everyday cold?
Yeah, I think irrigating your nose so that you can breathe better is probably a good idea. But I told you about the ones that I've most recently thought about: vitamin C, zinc, chicken soup. Those are ones that there's some good evidence for.
All right, Dr. G, where can people find you if they want to come see you?
Louisville, Kentucky is where I practice primary care and urgent care. I also serve as Chief Medical Officer for HealthTrack RX. We do infectious disease testing nationally throughout the United States. So our team is very, very busy. We pick up tests all over the United States between 4 and 6, send them to our main lab, result them out the next day. And we're helping clinicians get the diagnosis right and treatment right. So that's how I'm spending my time these days. Oh, and washing my hands often too.
A full 20 seconds, a whole happy birthday or whatever it's supposed to be. Are you tracking the spikes around the country in terms of flu and RSV and other viruses? Are you seeing where the hotbeds are?
Absolutely. We see them with our own data. CDC says that positive test number are now 7%. So things are rising. Once you get around 2 to 3%, you're starting on the up curve. So we're clearly on the up curve by all measures that we're looking at.
And when does that curve start to fall off? When are we down the downswing?
Yeah, March, April. March, April.
It's a long way
And
away.
we'll see what happens. My hope is that people do things to protect themselves. If they become ill and have risks, discuss treatment with their clinician. If they're ill, stay home from school and work. Wash the hands, cover the mouth, and the few meds that we talked about that might help you get better faster.
All right, Dr. G, thank you. We appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening.
You bet. Thanks so much.
All right. And